Hello everybody and welcome back to another TBR video that I actually am filming early so it can be posted on time. I know, I'm so excited. I was just finishing up reading one of my books for May and I was like, I need to hurry this up so I can film the video, and I'm so excited to share with you guys everything that I read for the month of May and introducing what I am going to be reading for June. I remember last June when I did my TBR for June, I knew that I wasn't going to have a lot of time, but I still had piled up a lot for myself, and it started going wonky. June was when I started realizing that I could only get through one book like almost every single month because I was moving and I was starting a new job, and yeah, I'm going to be doing that all over again in the month of June here. I'm getting a new job and I'm going to be moving again. So let's get into what I read in May. So the first book that I finished in the month of May, I actually don't have with me anymore because I stuck it back in a free little library already. But it is one of the graphic novels that I read. So I actually have one here on the pile that I did choose. This one I found in a free little library here in, not here in, let me just read the post-it for you guys. If I can find a picture for it, I will have it right here. But if I don't, some of you already might know what this looks like. So I read the book Guts. It is number 3 in the Smile series from Raina Telgemeier. It was published September 17th, 2019. It is a graphic novel, more like a teens graphic novel. I'm sorry, I'm trying to figure out if there's a vehicle making a weird noise outside or if it's starting to thunder. I think it's a vehicle. Anyways, I don't know how much it costs because I already forgot to put it down. I want to say between $15 or $16, but of course I found it in a free little library in Merton. And on GoodReads, it's rated 4.3 stars, and I rated it 4. I finished it on the 21st, and then it's 144 pages. And the reason that I made it only 4 stars, you're like, well, when you say you do 4 stars, because there's usually swearing involved. And this is like a kid's book, so there's no swearing. I was able to relate to a lot in the book. I'm trying to think of why, though, I would only put it at 4. I feel like there's too much. Yeah. That's all I can say. I just felt like it was too much. Anyways, so there's that one. The next one that I finished with this one right here. So this is William Shakespeare's Star Wars, Verily a New Hope by Ian Dosher. Published July 2nd, 2013. Are we sure it was 2013? Hold on. I gotta look. I don't feel like it was 20. They got it wrong on GoodReads. This is published in 2025. I don't know what this is. It is a sci-fi book. It would have cost me $16, but my brother actually bought this for me. It is rated 3.9 stars on GoodReads and it's 170 pages. I finished this on the 24th and I actually didn't give it a rating. The reason I didn't give it a rating is because I enjoyed it. I really did enjoy it. It's just that I didn't know how to exactly rate it in terms of it being like, yeah, it was a great book, because it's written as a play. And plays are great. I don't know. I couldn't figure out how to rate it. Let's just say it was a thumbs up. It was good. It made me laugh because I have been such a big Star Wars fan my whole life. And this, I believe, was one of the first Star Wars episodes that I watched. And reading it and hearing it and all the sound effects in the style of William Shakespeare, it made me laugh, but at the same time, it made me tired. I was just like, it made me feel exactly how Darth Vader feels on the back of this book at some points. And I sometimes would read it without my headphones on with Griffin, and it would make him be like slapping his forehead, being like, why are we listening to this? The next one that I finished is this one. So this is the actual graphic novel that I picked out. This is Poppies of Iraq by Bridget Feindigley and Louis Trondheim. I'm hoping that's correctly. I couldn't put their full names on this thing. It was published August 2016. It's a graphic novel biography, and it would have cost me $22, but I actually got it 50 cents at a book sale in Ocon, and it's rated 3.6 stars on GoodReads, and you guys aren't going to believe this. It's the lowest rating I ever given a book. I gave it a 2, and it's 120 pages, and I finished it on the 25th. Let's just first say I didn't feel like this was a graphic novel. There was too many words more than pictures, and there was, because a lot of things had to do with Iraq, the names and stuff, I couldn't like comprehend, be able to pronounce them in my head, and it felt boring to me because it is a biography about the girl, the writer, in her life, and yeah, I couldn't, and so I'm gonna literally add this to my free little library pile that I have started again on my dresser here, and move on to the next one. The next one that I have is this one here. This is The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins, published January 13th, 2015. It is a thriller. This was my genre for the month. It would have cost me $16, but I found it at a free little library in Jackson. It is 3.9 stars on GoodReads, and I rated it 4, and it's 336 pages, and I finished this on the 29th. That would have been at the time of me recording yesterday. I read this book through only listening through an audiobook. Yes, that's exactly what I did. And I failed to mention that last month that I read The Ministry of Time by Kalani Bradley, and that was really good to just listen to instead of actually reading the physical book. Both of those authors, both of them are set in like England, and so the audiobooks were British people talking, and something about British people talking, it just makes me not want to read the book. It makes me just want to listen to them because I can picture it better with their accents. Let me tell you why I read it for, other than the language. I feel like there was a couple loose ends. I'm not going to tell you guys who the killer was, but let me tell you, there was a killing at the beginning, and there goes through a lot more killing, and I couldn't picture it, and I was just like, how dare they? But at the same time, I was excited, and I wanted to keep going through it. This was a really hard book for me to read with my last book that I have here, because I read my last book here. I had it over at Griffin's, and I was reading it on time every day for myself because I kind of have OCD, and I set targets for myself, and I set deadlines, and I constantly need things to be a certain way, otherwise it messes with my brain so much. And so this is the book I was supposed to be reading at home. And if you guys know what I do at home, is I do a lot of things for my second channel here at home, and I also work for a school, and when it's like 9 o'clock at night, I don't want to do anymore. And so by the time I get to where I can relax, my version of relaxing isn't picking up a thriller book about somebody getting killed. But we will see if I can try again in June to have one book here and one book there, so I can take a break between both of them. But other than that, I don't know if I'm going to keep this book or if I'm going to put it back. Some part of me wants to keep it because I have another Paula Hawkins book that Grace gave me for Christmas that now I kind of want to read, but I'm taking a break from thrillers to do something else. And I'm going to throw this away too. That was the bookmark from this, and it was somebody's business card for Auto Body Shop. Okay. The last book that I read for the month of May that I literally just finished right before I turned the camera on is The Lucky List by Rachel Levencock. Published June 10th, 2021. It is a contemporary romance. It is $19, but I actually got it for $1.50 from the Goodwill bins. Yes, I went to the bins, and I think it was last year I went to the Goodwill bins, and I saved this book from the fire. And I had no intention of reading it so far, like so soon in the future than when I got it. It is rated 4 stars on GoodReads, and guess what? I also rated it good 4 stars on GoodReads, and it's 294 pages, and I finished it today, which is 30th that I'm recording this. And let me tell you, the reason other than the swearing why I rated it 4 stars is it felt like this. And usually I want books that have bumps and curves and feel like I'm going on a roller coaster of emotions. And this book, from the start, I felt like I already knew what was happening. Let me tell you guys, if you guys are readers, like straight up book girlies who like to read, I don't know if some of you read the acknowledgments that are at the end of the book. There's a reason they're at the end of the book. It's so that you don't read it before you read the book. And in the acknowledgement, she's thanking her wife, which made me think, oh, she's gay. So that means that the character in the book is also going to be gay. Not that there's anything wrong. I was just like, oh, I basically spoiled it myself by reading the acknowledgement. And I don't know how many of you out there actually will read the acknowledgement, but read that last. Read it last if you can help it, because sometimes those can be spoilers for books. Let me know down in the comments if you have made it this far in the video, and let me know what you think. That I don't really mention much about the plots of some of these books. And should I start including the plots of the book or not? I don't want to spoil it too much. And I don't necessarily want to give away the good parts. I'm not trying to promote the book in any way. I'm just trying to show you why I disliked it or liked it, so you can get a own feel for yourself. Anyways, for the month of June, I'm going to start cranking it down here and not push so many books, because if you don't remember watching my May TBR that went out like 2 weeks ago, because I was late with it, I said I had planned on reading 6 books for the month of May. And as you have just heard, I read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 books for the month of May. I DNF'd 1, 2, 3 other books that I couldn't get through. I had started reading them and then I just stopped and put them in the libraries and forgot about them because it was just too much. Anyways, so here are the books for the month of May. I don't necessarily have I kind of do. I was going to say a genre of the month. First of all, we have the graphic novel. Always have to have one graphic novel to push me through. And this, funny enough, I actually had this book when it first came out. My mom had bought me and my sister a copy of this book. I don't know if she still has hers. I got rid of mine when I got rid of all my books. If anybody would like to hear that whole story about why I don't have my original book collection anymore and what I'm talking about my past with the reading, let me know and I'll make a video about it. Anyways, this has a Newbery Honor Award on it. I don't know if it did at the time that I had it. And also, it has a barcode on it. So, this is Roller Girl by Victoria Jamieson. It was published March 10th, 2015. And this, of course, is a graphic novel. It would have cost me $13 at the bookstore, but apparently I got it from a free little library in Milwaukee, or at least I assume it's from Milwaukee because this barcode says Milwaukee Public Library on it, but you never know with those kind of things. And it's rated 4.2 stars on GoodReads and is 240 pages. I don't really remember what this book is about. I just know. I don't really know. Let me read the synopsis on the back, okay? The synopsis on the back I should really start reading those. So, it says 12-year-old Astrid has always done everything with her best friend Nicole. So when Astrid signs up for roller derby camp, she assumes Nicole will too. But Nicole signs up for dance camp with a new friend instead. And so begins the toughest summer of Astrid's life. As Astrid learns who she is without Nicole and what it takes to be a strong, tough roller girl. So there are other ones, but this one, I have a feeling that she is author for middle schoolers, so it should be interesting. I feel like a lot of books with friends in it have to do with what are you without your friend. The book that has the genre of the month that I am reading is right here. Many of you have probably seen this in the past, not through my videos, but so many of book talkers and on lists of books you need to read or books you need to hate, because it's half and half, I think. This is Daisy Jones and the Six. It is by Taylor Jenkins Reid. It was published March 5th, 2019. It is a historical fiction, which is the genre of the month. It would have cost me $17 at the bookstore, but I got it at a free little library in Wapaka. It is 4.2 stars on GoodReads and 368 pages. And guess what? This was part of my one of my books from my Advent calendar, from my bookish Advent videos. So I already read a chapter of the book, and this is a ribbon from, I think, a gift I got at Christmas time to put in there. So I guess I'm using a ribbon. But let's read the synopsis in the back. It says, Daisy is a girl coming of age in LA in the late 60s, sneaking into clubs on the Sunset Strip, sleeping with rock stars, and dreaming of singing at the Whiskey A Go-Go. Her voice is getting noticed, and she has the kind of heedless beauty that makes people do crazy things. Also getting noticed is The Six, a band led by the brooding Billy Dunn. On the eve of their first tour, his girlfriend Camila finds out she's pregnant, and with the pressure of impending fatherhood and fame, Billy goes a little wild on the road. Daisy and Billy's cross paths when a producer realized that the key to supercharged success is to put the two together. What happens next will become the stuff of legend. The making of this legend is chronicled in this rival novel written as if it were the oral history of one of the biggest bands of the 70s. In Daisy Jones and the Six, Taylor Jenkins Reid brilliantly captures an unforgettable place in time in an utter distinctive voice. And I'm trying to remember if they have, like, I think a playlist you can listen to for it. I think there was actual music of Daisy Jones and the Six. I can't remember if they were real or not. I think there was an actual band that was inspired by this. I can't remember. And I guess it now is a streaming series. Or it was when it came out. I think it might have been on Netflix or Amazon Prime. I can't remember. I might consider watching it after I'm done reading it. I don't know. There was so many mixed reviews when getting this book. So we will see how it goes. And lastly, the last book for the month of June, I had to put a nice summary book in. This is actually paired. I found this book at the same time that I found Daisy. This is Sandwich by Catherine Newman. It was published June 18th, 2024. It's only 2 years ago. This is a fiction book. Would have cost me $19, but of course, I found it at Real Library in Wapaka. It is 3.5 stars, GoodReads, and it's 229 pages. And I thought maybe I could open it up and show you guys the cover, but it's not that type of book. And also, the back here only has just like authors saying how good of a book it is. And I just took off a sticker that said the 20% off from Target on Daisy. And this one has our monthly pick sticker of Barnes & Noble on it. And now I want to take that sticker off. I have come to realize something. So I bought a book from Barnes & Noble. It is actually over on my shelf here. You can't see it. It is the first book to the Lori Gilmore's Dream Harbor series, the Pumpkin Spice Cafe. I loved the Strawberry Patch Pancake House book so much back in, March, that now I want to read the whole series. But when I got to Barnes & Noble, I had to decide between that book, the book that I actually really wanted, Only Friends by Haley Pham, and Remarkably Bright Creatures, which they just released a movie on Netflix, and I watched the movie and I really liked it, so I thought about reading the book. But if you notice books like this, they have this little, like, not sticker but circle printed, letting you know, oh, there's a movie now, there's a series now that you can go and watch. I don't want that on my books. I don't. I want the copy that came out before it became a movie, before it became a series, where that circle is not on there, because it feels a little bit more special knowing that the author put time into making this book before some production team picked it up to put it out there in visual form, so you don't have to read the book if you don't feel like it. I feel like books need better representation by not having the circle on it as much. Or if they're gonna do that, just put it like on the inside, or like a page at the back that says, hey, guess what, you can also watch this now too. Because I feel like a lot of more people nowadays, they're like, oh, there's this movie that's based off a book, I'm gonna go watch the movie, but I don't care about reading the book. And I know there's a handful of people out there who are still like, oh, I'll read, there's this book that's being made into a movie. I read the book, so now I can go watch the movie. It'll be fun. That's like with Sunrise on the Reaping coming out in November. I read all of the Hunger Games series last year, all the way through, and including Sunrise on the Reaping when it came out. So now I can go watch the movie knowing what I know from the book. And the book eventually will have the sticker that says it's now a movie, and that will be really irritating. Or there will be a movie version book, and I'll be like, good thing I got mine when it first came out. Anyways, first of all, the book has these type of pages, which I don't know how to feel about that. And this is the bookmark that I have in here, which I finally have in here because I've been trying to push it through books, which means I already read one chapter because this is from the Bookish Advent series for Christmas. And the synopsis is, for the past 2 decades, Rocky has looked forward to her family yearly escape to Cape Cod. Their humble beach town rental has been the site of sweet memories, sunny days, great meals, and messes of all kinds, emotional, marital, and thanks to the cottage's ancient plumbing, septic too. This year's vacation, with Rocky sandwiched between her half-grown kids and fully aged parents, promises to be just as delightful as summers past, except perhaps for Rocky's hormonal bouts of rage and melancholy. Hello, menopause. Her body is changing, her life is too. And then a chain of events sends Rocky into the past, reliving both the tenderness and sorrow of a handful of long ago summers. It is one precious week, everything is in balance, everything is in fluke. And when Rocky comes face to face with her family's history and future, she is forced to accept that she can no longer hide her secrets from the people she loves. That's very exciting. And this book is a lot smaller, which makes me feel good. So I feel like I could fit this in almost anywhere and get this done whenever. So that's it for that one. Did you guys enjoy this video? I sure hope you did. Look, I got the sticker off in one swoop, and that's probably been on there for like, how many years? 2 years. This has been on that book for like almost 2 years and counting. And I got it off in one swoop. Make sure you like this video. Subscribe down below for whenever I make new content. Mostly I post on Saturdays or Sundays. But sometimes it comes out in the middle when I need space on my phone. Turn on the bell notification so you know when I do post them. Probably will be soon. Let me know down below if you have any of these books, if you liked any of these books, or if you have other books you think I should read. I know that you guys can see the back here. I'm always looking for more books, and I have a whole bag full of books still in the backseat of my car that I still don't know what to do with. So let me know down below you think I should do with that bag of books. Should I put them back in the libraries because I'm not going to bring them inside? Should I keep them so they come with me to the new place? What should I do? Anyways, thank y'all for watching, and I will see you in the next one.